The crack of dawn, but I still woke up thinking about this whole discussion around motherhood. The problem in this discourse we're having is bigger than I thought, considering that a creator who, like me, shares the struggles of motherhood, the realities of motherhood, the systemic problems that make motherhood more difficult, and talks openly about how the trad wife pipeline is getting women to the right. The crunchy to alt-right pipeline is getting these mothers and these women over to the right. And when I point out that part of the problem is the optics of how leftist spaces treat mothers, I'm told that I'm spreading like anti-child free propaganda, that I'm delusional because liberals and leftists do more for families. And I agree, this is not a discussion of policy. This is a discussion of optics. And one side of the aisle is telling women that children are gifts from God and that they have a like divine, powerful purpose in raising their children. And the other side is spewing things online specifically, but also in public, calling women breeders and calling kids little gremlins and talking about how they shouldn't be on fucking airplanes. Like, is that gonna sway somebody? Not everybody, not somebody who is strong in their principles, but somebody who's middle of the road? Fucking probably. Same can be said about women who tell child-free women that they're living a purposefulness and meaningless existence. Like, of course that is going to make you defensive at a certain point. When someone tells you that your life choices are bullshit and meaningless and stupid and lesser than, it's simply shitty. So as somebody on the left who believes that leftist policies are the best for families and for women, highlighting where we can do better and why so many mothers, specifically in the last 4 years, have fallen down this traditional values fucking pipeline that leads to the alt-right. It's so frustrating because I can see it. I can see how women go from XYZ, especially mothers. I'm not saying we need to coddle people and people shouldn't be voting for their interests anyway, but propaganda works. Marketing works. I think we've seen this in action in this past election. So to ignore it just seems short-sighted. We shouldn't be posing the child-free community against the motherhood community or the queer community against the motherhood community, because the policies coming from the right are not just hurting those marginalized communities. They're hurting children, they're hurting schools, they're hurting mothers, they're hurting women who are trying to procreate. We've got to get together. Because otherwise, we're going to continue to have women who are voting against their best interests and the best interests of the community as a whole. We're going to end up without birth control or bank accounts. The I told you so is not going to keep a lot of us warm at night, okay?